Hello, welcome back to the Trekway podcast, guys. My name is Trev, and I'm flying solo today. I thought it would be useful to have a quick review of bite-sized review of the Discovery episodes and other Star Trek episodes, 5-10 minutes long, and then Gray's my friend and colleague who does the show with me normally. Then we'd probably come on after and do a longer show. The one that's 30, 40 minutes an hour sometimes. Because we literally break it down and chew the fat and go off in tangents and rants like we normally do. But not everyone has time for that. So I thought it would be useful to do a quick review on the episode. So normally you'll find that on a Thursday or Friday, probably the Thursday that an episode comes out, there'll be a quick review up with just myself for those that don't have the time or the patience to watch it all, the longer show, and then the day or two after that, Gray and I return for the longer show. And there we go. Hopefully that's a bit easier, guys. We do have the Twitter is back. I don't know why the Twitter's back, but Twitter's back. We've signed up for TikTok, which is doing well at the moment. We're doing some TikTok videos at the moment that are doing very well. So yeah, you can get us on TikTok, exact same place, the Trekway, and we're doing YouTube Shorts as well now. So check them out if you haven't already, guys. As usual, the quick stuff out the way. We are available on audio podcast platforms, or if you're listening to audio podcast platforms, then you can get us on YouTube as well. We're doing a mixture of things: live gaming events. We might do that longer show live as well. I'm unsure and all over the place with the live shows, so apologies. We'll get it nailed shortly. My colleague and friend Gray, we do a show each month called Gray's Green Room, which is about entertainment, GGR, Marvel, DC, latest Netflix shows that are cool, movies that are coming out, that kind of thing. And we do a gaming podcast as well with our friend Nick. And the key thing is check the Discord below in the description, because we have all our rooms in there. We have the Trekway room, we have a Gray's Green room in there, and most of it is centered around the gaming side of things. We do a gaming pod each Thursday as well, so if you like any of those things, come along and say hello, people. Jumping in quickly, Discovery's back, season 5 episode 1. I was just glad we got Star Trek back, because we haven't had it for a while, and we open, of course, with the scene that we saw in one of the trailers of Captain Burnham surfing an alien ship. That's what it looked like anyway. A bit out there, not the Star Trek I'm used to. All a bit random, but it turns out that was 4 hours in the future. We go back and they're all celebrating. I think it was a Starfleet HQ, but someone tell me if it was actually Discovery. They're all celebrating, having a little party for the birth of the Federation, which is a good video game, by the way. Check that one out if you haven't already. It's been 1,000 years since the birth of the Federation, which is really impressive. Really impressive feat. I like that little touch. And Stamets is a bit sad because they're getting rid of the Spore Drive program. I know Gray, my friend Gray, will be happy about that. I like the Spore Drive. It just shouldn't be in Star Trek. So it's going because they can't replicate it across the fleet. And it's probably for the best, I think. It's too much of a cheat code, so it is going. Saru, everyone loves Saru. He has been offered a position elsewhere, which would mean him leaving Starfleet, not just the ship, but Starfleet in general, and his partner, who is the Navarre president, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong there. She is a serious relationship now. I've actually found later on as well that she actually proposes to him as well, which is really sweet. So they're a nice couple. Party's cut short though, as Admiral Vance, as I call him, Dadmiral, because he's just cool, isn't he? He he voices a character in Destiny 2, by the way. If I don't know if anyone plays that game, but yeah, he's really, really cool, that guy. I love the guy. And Dr. Kovich, who looks like the G-Man, or acts like the G-Man from Half-Life. I like both those characters. They're brilliant. Burnham gets taken away to a separate room. This infinity room, white room, secret room that they're all teleported into, and they're discussing a top secret mission, which is going to be under the Red Directive title. That's the title of the episode, Red Directive. So this is of the highest precedent. I wonder if it's more important than the Prime Directive. I don't know. It sounds like it might be. So basically, they've discovered an 800-year-old Romulan ship, and they have to jump straight there. So it's Black Alert time, and Spore jump to the location and queue up our bad guys of the season, or at least the initial bad guys, Maul and Lack, who are they're lovers essentially, but they're cool characters. I like them. It's possible that we find out later on that Maul may be the same species as Book, but Lack looks like one of the early Discovery Klingons without the ridges or the hair. I don't know what species he is. If someone knows, tell me that. It's pretty cool. You see Burnham at that stage and Saru with phasers, which morph into rifles. 32nd century technology. Say that 10 times quickly. Is very cool. Bit far-fetched, but meh, it's the future. They are trying to stop that ship basically from taking off because Lack and Maul have got their hands on the secret treasure that's on this Romulan ship before anyone else. We're introduced to one of our newest characters, Captain Raynor, who is a very cool character. Love the guy. He was Callum Keith Rennie. He was in Battlestar Galactica. He's a cool guy. He plays a really good captain, and he is on the USS Antares, which is named after a 24th century ship. He has got a transporter lock on the Lack and Maul ship, and Burnham's telling him to let go because it's not going to work out too well if they keep holding on. It's going to break apart. So there's this go between Burnham and him and Raynor right off the bat, which I like. Raynor does let go eventually, and the bad guys get away, but at least they're in one piece to be chased later on at some point. At this stage, we've got Book. He is back. We knew he would be. He's been called in. He's helping people around the galaxy with whatever missions are required to make up for what he'd done before. He's basically going to try and get hold of this getaway ship, or assist with looking at the getaway ship, because he is good at that. He used to be a courier. Little random cameo of a Tribble in the background, which I thought was pretty cool. And then we also see Tilly. She's come back as well from the academy. She is basically going to be helping out as well on ship. I'm not sure why, but she is smart in her own way. But then we go to a planet, like a sand planet with a little settlement there. Felt very Star Wars-esque actually. Maul and Lack are meeting a random guy. Well, he's not so random. He's called Fred, but he's an android. He looks very much like Data's lineage, and there is some links there to that as well. But Fred is mowed down when he's trying to research. He's trying to find out what's going on with this little book that they find inside the Romulan treasure, this Romulan puzzle device, and he looks concerned, which is weird for an android. So Lack and Maul kill him because they were offered too little money, basically, and they see the concern in his face. They get away, and then at this stage, Tilly at some point gets caught hacking into one of the Starfleet databases. She's asked to try and find out about this Red Directive. Burnham can't do that. No one on the Discovery can do that. So they call in help from Tilly. Tilly actually gets caught by Admiral Vance, but Admiral Vance wants to find out what's going on. He is in the dark as well. So I like that scene. That was kind of cool, you know. There's a big chase scene where the bad guys get away on their ship. They can't take their ship into space because the Antares and Discovery are waiting for them. So what do? They try to go for the cliffs in the distance. They have a cave network, so they're trying to hide in there. And Burnham and Book are on, and Raynor actually. They're all on like these speed bike things going along the desert. Again, very Star Wars-esque. And then there's a big explosion. They try to go into the bad guys try to go into the cliff system, or the cave system, but the Antares from space blows up the entrance, and that gives the bad guys an idea because that causes a mini avalanche. So the bad guys just Maul and Lack just bomb all the cliffs, and then a massive landslide starts heading towards the settlement, but they're short on time on how to stop it. This is the bit I thought was brilliant. Bit far-fetched, but brilliant, and that was that the Antares, and the Discovery literally look like they're coming, and I've got a short clip, I've got a YouTube short and a TikTok 30-second clip of that, because that shows everything. The two come bombing down towards the planet as if they're about to crash. The plan being they're going to hit the ground, not full speed, but at a reasonable speed, so that as soon as they hit the ground, both of their shields sink together just before they hit the ground to act as a big barrier against the avalanche, because one ship isn't enough. Gray had an issue with why did he have to crash? Why could he not come down and hover? And it's simply because, in my opinion, to come down and slow down enough to then hover and be stationary would take too many seconds or a moment or two too long for that to be useful. So they had to come in, not at full speed, enough to crash and be intact. I mean, the 32nd century ship, so Discovery isn't, but she's been done up a little bit. And the shields together combine and save the day. That was really cool. I like that scene. Bit far-fetched, not very Star Trek-y, but you know. So the bad guys then get away. Because there's no starships up there to stop them, which we get, and let's say there's a scene of Saru getting proposed to, which is really, really sweet. Now, what I found a bit strange here was we found out essentially where the story is going. They brought Fred up from the planet, the android, and they were scanning his database, and they found out some clues, and the progenitors are back. If you remember them from Star Trek: The Next Generation, season 6, episode 20, the guys that seeded life, they are back essentially. So there's a lot on the line here. For the second episode going onwards, it's interesting. It's got kind of Indiana Jones vibes to it, but if you've already watched a longer episode, great. If you haven't watched a longer episode and you want more of a deep dive between Grey and I, please go and check that out. Normally we'll have the quick episode out and then the longer episode, and then you can take your pick of which or both of them that you want to watch. So yeah, thanks for your patience, guys, and see you in the next episode. Cheers.